Hey, I got to ask you something right now, America. How long are we going to be stupid? How long are we going to be stupid as to what the media is doing to us and what the two political parties are doing to us as Americans today? When are you going to stop being stupid? I'm Charles Miller. I'm Mr. C. And most of you all know me here on social media. And I have a rant, and I want to see if maybe you agree with me. Maybe I can talk some sense into your head that we are all being pretty stupid. First thing, here's what's happening right now in our country. What's happening in our country today is there is a political party right now that is trying to take this country and turn it into a socialistic government, a socialistic state. And the first thing that they do when they do that is first of all, they control the media. You've got to control the media in order for this to happen. And what you do in the media is you take different ethnic factions of the people, of the populace. You take the groups, you take the ethnic groups, you take the political groups, and you make them think that they're at war against each other, and you egg on a war. Now, you think this can't happen, and I'm going to tell you why. You think this can't happen because it's like a prize fighter that is undefeated for 20 straight bouts, undefeated. And you think the great nation of the United States cannot be knocked out, and that's because it never has been. But there comes a day in a prize fighter's life that he stands there, that somebody comes along and he doesn't even aware of it, and somebody just knocks him out. Well, that's where we're at in the United States today. And we have something getting ready to knock us out right now. And we've taken some pretty tough blows right now. In the United States right now, we're staggering around along the ring right now. And it's evident and obvious that we're getting ready to go down. What's happening right now is the media is taking right now. And they're taking particularly, first of all, they're taking the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and they are so corrupt that when one or the other wins their game, the other one can't stand it, and it is an all-out warfare, and it's taking the country down. They will do anything at any cost. When evil is uprooted, it does not come out the ground too easy. And that's what you're seeing taking place right now, and we're paying for it. What they're doing right now, particularly, is they're taking the two strongest factions, the biggest dividers in the United States of America. You see, we had a civil war at one time, and another civil war would totally take us down. So at all costs, this country has done everything that we possibly could not to ever have another civil war. Obviously. But the media is trying to say that blacks are against whites, and whites are against blacks, and blacks are being kept down. Let me tell you something right now. For the last 40 or 50 years, I have admired myself, and many of us have admired wonderful black athletes that have risen and performed on the football field and performed in athletics and in the boxing ring, the great Muhammad Ali, and I could just go on and on and on with the black athletes that we admire and are so excited when they're on our team. That doesn't sound like any racial divide, any bigotry to me. I see black bands and black singers and black songs that we sing for forever, all of our lives, that we sing those songs. That's become a part of our lives. I've seen black movie stars if they're on television, I love to watch them because I admire their acting, and they become a part of our lives. But the media comes along and says, oh, we got a problem now. Oh, we got to rename streets. We got to take statues down. I'm not really taking up that issue because I don't care about that. Okay? I don't really care about that. But they got people fighting in the streets, people against authority. And another thing about a socialistic government is it weighs you against authority, and it makes you stand in the street and throw rocks and bricks and break windows and cause civil commotion in your community. And that's exactly what's taking place. And it took place all overnight. You see, you don't even and one of the things the media does is it doesn't tell you, it tells you what it wants you to hear. Let me show you what's taking place right now. While you were sleeping last night, this was happening right now, okay? Look at this right here. This was happening right now in Portland, Oregon, right now. Last night, big old sign right there, burn cop unions, destroy cop things, destroy the cops. They're running around, they're tearing up police cars. And you know what the media is reported by CNN? You know what they're worried about? You know what their biggest problem is? They're burning buildings down, throwing rocks, fighting against authority. And you know what they're worried about? They're worried about those rubber bullets right there that's hitting people. That's the problem. The evil in it all is the rubber bullets. Can you believe that? That's exactly what the media does, and that's exactly how you are being ramrodded right now into building this country and taking it to a socialistic form of government, because that's what they want. They've been preparing you for it for the longest, and they were just waiting for something to pull this final act right now in order to take us down, and particularly with the onset of this election. Let me tell you what's going to happen with this election. If the Republican Party wins, the Democratic Party and the liberals are going to go absolutely crazy and nuts. And I hope this don't happen, but I could see a civil commotion taking place across this land and a total destruction and defiance of the elected party, in that case, which would be the Republicans. Then again, if the Democratic Party wins, I'm sad to say, and I'm concerned that we might really be spearhead and downfall into a socialistic form of government because of the way that party is wanting to take us. You're not going to all agree with me right now, but I know one thing: we're in a lot of trouble. We're in an awful lot of trouble. I stood up, I listened right now on my television set. I listened, and I seen a leader of this country talk for 30 minutes to 40 minutes in a Christian church with a Christian man laid out in front of him, and not once did the word Christ or Christian or anything of that sort come out of that person's mouth. And that person was the president of this United States for 8 years. During those 8 years, and at the beginning of that election, of that administration, Christianity by census was 85%, and by the end of that administration, it had dropped down to 78%, people that raised their hand and said, okay, yes, I'm a Christian by census. However, the Muslims actually grew, and they're the fastest growing religion right now, in the world, the Muslims, and we're helping them out right here. I wonder why. Just a little tidbit of information coming from a minister here, okay? We fought the Muslims during the Crusades, and we're going to fight them again at the Battle of Armageddon. That's just Bible prophecy, but I'm not going to go there because I'm not trying to be religious on you right now, okay? How do you form a socialistic government? Let me tell you how you do it. You separate ethnic and political groups is what you do. You separate people. You get them to fight against each other, okay? People began to debate the government. And let me tell you what. Another way to start a socialistic government is what's happening right now, and it's right before your eyes. Is getting everybody indebted to the government. Start giving people benefit checks. Start giving people all types of incentives and encourage them not to have a job. Make it so they don't have to have a job. Or you pay them just a little bit where they can't even lift their head up high in pride, but they accept a benefit check that barely gets them to pay the light bill. And years later, when they have to have that check, you've got them. And so now guess who your mama and your daddy is? A socialistic form of government is very glad to issue out benefit checks, I promise you, because what they're trying to do is they don't want you to have a job. They don't want mom and pop stores. They want big stores that they can control. And this pandemic right now, what is it doing right now? It's shutting down mom and pop stores and taking away any kind of control in capitalism from the individual person right now. And that is what the United States of America was all about. It was about capitalism coming here and making your way, and you can be poor and become a millionaire. But not doing a socialistic government, because you can't do that. A socialistic society is not run that way. It's run by the government. Everything points to the government, and the government controls you. Another thing that a socialistic government will do, which they're trying to get ramrod us into right now, is this. The government control tries to put fear in you. They scare you, okay? This flu, not even 1% of people are dying from this flu. Okay, it's 0.5% that's actually dying from the flu right now. They put the statistics out to you for you to figure it out yourself. There was more people that died and caught the swine flu by 4 than this pandemic right here. Okay, but they want to shut down the country. Okay, we're not shut down, we're working from home, but they're destroying the company. Restaurants are closing left and right, never to come back again. And you know what? And they also, I'll tell you what else they do. They threaten your freedom. Wear a mask. Do what you have to do. I'm going to initiate and practice control. It's like taking a dog and trying to see if you can get that dog to listen to you. And you do things to see how much he listens. Wear a mask or you're in trouble. Do this or you're in trouble. Do that or you're in trouble. Millions and millions of laws, hundreds and thousands of laws that we can't even leave our house today unless we do them. Now, I do believe you should do these things, but wear a seatbelt, brake tag, do this, do that, do the other, register for this, register for that. Belong to this club, belong to that, or you can't eat. Oh yeah, that's how it works. Control, absolute control. They take your freedom away from you. Right now in California, if you don't conform to their rules, guess what they said they'll do? We'll cut your electricity off. We'll cut your water off. That ought to be against the law, because that is controlling somebody. That is absolutely controlling people by using weapons against them that they're absolutely necessity to their lives. Absolute control. So anyway, that's my rant right now. I do believe that this country is in big trouble. In Yugoslavia, let me tell you what happened in Yugoslavia in 1990 before I shut up here, okay? In 1990, Yugoslavia, same thing happened. One of the girls said, you know what? You know who your enemy is? That was from Yugoslavia that went through this. She says, you know who your enemy is? Your enemy is not even the people that march against you in the street. Your enemy sits at the head of the tables in your government, because those are the ones that are voting for this and bringing you in this situation. In Yugoslavia, they weighed ethnic groups against each other, political groups against each other, different factions against each other, and it took 4 years, but it took them down, which is exactly what's taking place today. Same thing that happened in Yugoslavia is the same thing that's happened in the United States today. Listen, I'm Mr. C, and this is just one of my rants right now. I am a minister of the gospel. You can find my preaching on the Ministry Road. The Ministry Road, Charles Miller. Look me up on YouTube, and do me a favor, take this right here and subscribe to it, and subscribe to my channel right now. That's not the reason for this right now, but I got to tell you what, you need to stand up. You need to quit being stupid, and you need to quit being stupid, okay? You need to wake up, come alive, and let me tell you what also, doing the worst thing that ever happened in Germany, during the Holocaust, and I've interviewed victims of the Holocaust, all right? During the Holocaust, there was 99 to 100% of Germany was Christianized, okay? They were Christians, and they folded their arms, and most of them did not even know what was taking place right under their nose. See, you don't know what even happened all night in Portland and what's been happening every night across cities in this country, because CNN is not going to let you see that, okay? They're not going to let you see it, because you see the political group that wants power right now controls the media, and the only way you're going to hear the truth, let me just give you a little plug there, you can go listen to Fox News, then you'll hear the truth. Go listen to Hannity, you'll hear the truth, okay? Anyway, that's my little plug for them, and they're not paying me for this, all right? But anyway, listen, we're in a lot of trouble right now unless you change your mind and make a difference. But again, this country used to be 85, and I'm a minister, it used to be 85% Christianity, and it's plummeting in this country because people no longer even identify themselves with being Christians. They're sitting back and they're being destroyed. Anyway, this is Mr. C. That's my rant. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Listen to what I have to say, because believe me, I've got a whole lot more to say than just this right here. And I hope that I am opening up your eyes. Thank you for listening to me.